So the guy dodged a Q to get my game again. Cringe. So the guy dodged a game to snipe my request again. Cool. He could have gone private queued, I guess. Could have. I've said this before and I'll say it again, and I mean no disrespect here. If you're playing Smite just for the skins, you're not playing Smite for the right reasons. If you're playing Smite 2 for the skins, you're not playing Smite for the right reasons anyway. That doesn't sound logical. I have more hours and more money spent on this game than 95% of the player base. I'm just supposed to suck it up and just play Smite 1. If Smite 2 doesn't exist, then you just end up playing a game that nobody plays anyway. And then if they never made Smite 2 and they just kept running Smite 1, at some point Smite 1 and the skins don't exist anyway. So Smite 1 has an 18-month shelf life right now until it's dead anyway. If the game dies, then you have no skins anyway. So, like, the answer to your question, you just suck it up and either play Smite 1 or switch over to Smite 2. Yes, those are the options, yeah.
Arises. Have some faith. Have some faith.
I thought you just said Smite can't die? Technically true. When I say it will die, I mean it won't be what it was Season 6. Like, it will never reach the ceiling that it has hit already. And with the competitive scene being not interesting anymore, right? Like, Smite as we know it would die. It would still always have a player base. There would always be the whales there who want to play Arena all day. Like, the game wouldn't die. But Smite as we know it would be dead. The things we want from Smite, a competitive aspect, content creation, and that stuff would die. Smite as a player base, the people who just run Arena and just play, you know, the same god for the 700th time in a row and buy every single skin that's available, that will still exist. But if we want Smite to be something more, if we want Smite to evolve into something it should, then yes, it needs change. Drop the puck. Time for face-off. I have more time invested into this community as well. I have more time invested in this community than 99.5% of the people. I've spent more money on this game than 99.5% of people. Yes. It still needs to change. And there is still no reasonable way to give you every skin that you want in the next game in that. There's no feasible way. Hey, what's up, Angel? How you doing? There will be some skins that are 50% off. There will be some skins that are 50% off. There will be some skins that are 100% off based on the legacy gems you have, yeah. Your middle tower is under attack. We have just given up all power as a consumer in this industry? How? Time to tape up the old hockey stick, eh? Why? What? How? Like, I'm not even being disrespectful, but like, what is the negative of this changing? This, like, I don't understand. Do we want the status quo of what Smite is right now to be what we stay on just because of skins? It's just a recipe for just, I just don't get it. What do you mean we've given up the power? We just made a game give us no other games really give you something in the next game just because you bought a skin 7 years ago on Unreal Engine 3. Like, that's what I don't understand. I bought a game 8 years ago on Unreal Engine 3, and now I should have it on Unreal Engine 5, Unreal Engine 5 remade again because I paid for it 7 years ago. Like, I don't get it.
come to all.
I personally don't care that USD bugs every now and then, but it grows the player base when it's surely worth. Yeah, like I mean, the amount of work they have to put in though isn't sustainable. The amount of work they have to put into small changes isn't sustainable to stay on UE3. Playing time, don't lose. I'll probably lose.
Watch your step now, pal.
Yeah, I 100%. So what is the solution, Blue Gito? We can't outright just complain without solution. So when you say they are just hiding behind that to say the quality will be sacrificed as a cost-cutting measure for them. So explain how you do it. You just poured them over. You just poured over a worse-looking skin into UE5. Like explain how you do it then without losing a bunch of money and having Smite get shut down for everybody. Because if Smite 2 fails while they're splitting their player base, then there is no more Smite. There's no more anything if they fail at this. So explain to me how they cost-effectively give you everything you're asking for, but while still upgrade the platform. It just makes 0 sense from business. It just makes zero sense. They eat the cost up front like any reputable... Honestly, I'm like... Okay, so let's literally pause the game here. So you're saying they take not just the cost of making a skin, which is around $35,000 to $40,000, which might be more or less right now, but then you know the profits they make off that, which is probably 3x. So we take $300,000 and multiply it by every single skin. You just say they eat the cost of a couple hundred grand and have just designers, a team of 150 designers just work on nothing but porting your skins over. That's what we're saying. You have a team of 150 people that we are paying millions of dollars a month. Not joking. That is actual facts. Millions of dollars a month just to make your skins to port over like any reputable company would? That's a yikes take, my guy. That is a yikes take. If you were the CEO of Hi-Rez making the decision for everybody else, like any reputable person would, in quotes, you would be killing Smite for everybody. You would genuinely be killing. You would be killing Smite.
Drop the puck. Time.
If you were to give everything you're asking to Smite 2, or just not upgrade, or any of the other things, you would be effectively killing Smite. Blizzard didn't do it. Blizzard didn't change anything to Overwatch, the other Overwatch. They didn't even have to go from they didn't have to go from UE3 to UE5. They didn't have to remake the game. And for all intents and purposes, Overwatch 2 is a failure. I'm gonna be honest with you. Overwatch 2 is a failure, if that's what you're talking about from Blizzard.
Your middle tower is under attack. Drop the puck. Time for a face-off. Sorry about that.
My time.
Just like disabling the Technodrome.
And no offense, but to say Blizzard is a reputable company compared to Smite because you think Blizzard would not act in the best interest of themselves and money, and you think Hi-Rez is different and Hi-Rez isn't a reputable company, honestly, super weird take. You think Blizzard in these other games are less money grabbing than Hi-Rez? Sheesh, bro. OW2 is so ass? Exactly. OW2 has almost killed. OW2 has genuinely almost killed that game overall. Definitely not equal in scope, but I don't think any live service game has jumped 2 engines before. Exactly. That's why comparing it to be like, oh yeah, you know, Hi-Rez isn't a reputable company because they should be giving me all of my skins over like other companies would, and you gave Blizzard as an example? No, bro. No. People should be thankful. Anybody that's not thankful for what they are doing, it comes off as entitled. You think they should be giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars in skins ported over to a new thing because you bought a skin fucking 8 years ago on Unreal Engine 3. You bought a skin in Unreal Engine 3 in fucking 2014, and you think you need to be compensated because they upgrade to a whole new game? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I have yet to see anybody give reasonable, like, yo, if I was in charge, I would just do this. Well, you'd kill the game. I would just port over every skin and eat the cost, which effectively turns into millions of dollars. Just eat the cost of millions of dollars and don't make any money on Smite 2, because all the people that have been here should just get it for free. Like, bro, I don't know.
Have some faith.
You start giveaway every hunter? Yeah, those people that bought a skin 8 years ago are the only reason they exist, though. So again, so because you bought something, so I guess the answer is yes. People are being entitled then. We're the only reason you exist, so you should, when you make a new game, you should give us all of our stuff in the new game because we're the only reason you exist. So I guess the answer to, like, people are just being entitled, yes, that is 100% an entitled idea. I think them giving legacy gems is very, what's it called? Very generous, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest, if it was another studio, I think they would just make you move over or don't. It's not entitlement, it is entitlement. It's not debatable. It's not being realistic. You saying a brand new game should give out genuinely millions of dollars of free labor because you paid for a skin that helped them exist 7 years ago. If you don't think that's entitlement, then we have maybe a just broad disagreement on what the word entitlement means. If you think that a company that existed 11 years ago and gave you a skin on Unreal Engine 3, you then deserve to have every single one of those purchases then ported over to UE5 in their second sequel, like their next game in a sequel, and you don't think that's entitled? Shit, bro. If you were in charge of that company would die. That company would make no money. It would die. There'd be no more money. Even the customers you would have, they'd be gone. If you made the decisions that I'm going to spend millions of dollars because that's what a reputable company should do, the company would no longer exist within 6 months. The fact that they're even giving legacy gems, in my opinion, it was already surprising in the first place in terms of the amount of generosity.
Going anywhere. Conflict arises.
So Valve is closing soon? Explain.
Drop the bomb. Time for face off. He's a straight up boost if you ask me.
Is Valve spending upwards of tens of millions of dollars to port their stuff over from UE5 where you actually have to remake everything? Is Valve currently in the process of upgrading a system that you have to completely remake from the ground up because they're porting from UE3 to UE5 and they're spending genuinely tens of millions of dollars on
I will stand beside you. Will be cleansed. Finish them. Conflict arises. Finish them. I will stand beside you. Have some faith.
It's getting maple syrup sticky out there. Watch your step now, pal.
I will stand beside some faith. Conflict arises. I will stand beside you.
Drop the puck. Time for face off. Trying to do my job. Just defending the law.
Finish them.
Going out for a rip.
Conflict arises. Will be cleansed.
Watch your step now, pal.
Finish them.
everything from CS:GO got ported to CS2 while doing a completely new engine. So the one example you're giving is arguably one of the biggest games and biggest game studios to ever exist, saying that they upgraded from UE4 to UE5, and because they upgraded from UE4 to UE5, that Smite upgraded from UE3 to UE5, where even though it's a quote-unquote new engine, you didn't need to completely rebuild the game. And if you were comparing cosmetics in like a knife skin, so we're comparing a knife skin to, okay, so just so we're on the same page, we're comparing CS:GO skins on guns and knives. and going from maybe UE4 to UE5 to where they don't need to rebuild the entire game. We're comparing that to Smite, where they have to rebuild the entire game from the ground up. Is that the difference here? It's an in-house engine, so they have a lot more control. Okay. Well, I guess the answer to your question, then, since we're not going to find common ground, is yes. You either stay on Smite 1 and just deal with it, or come to Smite 2 with everyone else. I guess that's it. But in my opinion, no one's going to change my mind that this isn't actually pretty generous of Smite, and that, no, there is no way you should ever... If they asked for a community vote, I'm voting no, that you do not take the time and money to bring all of Smite 1's stuff over now, 100%. If there was a community vote and it was like, should we spend money on this, my answer would be no.
Drop the puck. Time for face-off.
Finish them. Arises. I will stand beside you.
The fact that they're keeping open Smite 1 if you want to stay on Smite 1, okay? They're keeping open Smite 1 if you want to stay on Smite 1 servers. They're keeping the servers open, which is a cost. They are doubling all of Season 11 skins, meaning that if you buy something in Season 11 on or buy something in Season 11 on Smite 1, you are also getting it on Smite 2. They are making it so that if you purchase the God Pack, you are getting double the Legacy Gems, which is going to give you 100% off some of the skins that they port from Smite 1 to Smite 2. Not every single one, because not every single skin in Smite 1 deserves to come to Smite 2. They're giving you 50% off every skin that you ever buy in Smite 2, except for ones that are crossovers. All of that, if you don't think all of that is enough, then yes, you are entitled. Yo, what's up, Kuzumbo? How we doing? That's what I'm saying. In my opinion,